Oh dear, I suddenly feel terribly unprepared.
There's an unconventional intro as well.
Yes, I thought we were doing just a Patreon extra, but then I remembered that, no, this is an actual episode, and suddenly I got very afraid. Not that we don't put as much work as we always do into Patreon.
No, for sure. We put
Of
a lot
course.
of work in, and many would say it's better than the free stuff.
Most would. Nevertheless, it occurs to me that what I've done is I've really prepared for the main meat of this episode, but I have not prepared any other aspect of this episode, and that's a bit frightening.
Yeah, nice.
We should probably end this intro and also introduce the premise and say hello.
All right, then.
All right. So, end intro. Welcome to One Good Thing, the podcast that... Ooh. Oh, shit.
Comes out most weeks.
That comes out most weeks, guys, and that's the best thing you can say about a podcast. I'm Paul Regular.
I'm the best thing I can say about a podcast. And that's led to a few misunderstandings.
A couple of times, guys. There's no need to go on about it. But yes, welcome. Welcome to this, episode 350, I think?
Hello. Yeah, why not?
It's certainly a big one.
It's a big one.
It's a big old boy. And we're going to discuss, how we've come along this last year, probably. We're going to do our secret rewatch again, like we did last year. And maybe we'll have a couple of words just to talk about maybe where we're going in the future.
Ooh,
doesn't that sound nice? I hope it does. First of all, maybe we should address the fact that the schedule and general sort of nature of the podcast has become a little bit loosey-goosey in the last few months, I would say.
It has. It's coming a bit angled, a bit diagonal.
It has done.
Yeah.
And it's strange. Because throughout recording this podcast, for the last year and a bit, I have been studying for a master's degree.
Woo!
I've still managed to release weekly episodes in spite of that, including a lengthy 5-month work placement, and several big essays. But this month, I basically had plans 4 weekends in a row.
Yeah. I
had a holiday to Belgium, I had friends visiting twice, and I had a video game championship with my departing flatmates. And that dominated 4 weekends in a row. Yeah. And so consequently, the episodes just absolutely went to chaos. And I'm very sorry about that.
That's all right, mate.
Yeah. And then there's also studies. Yeah, I'm sorry, mate.
That's okay. No, nobody's perfect and all that.
No, nobody's perfect. But it's... The podcast has been a wonderful constant in my life throughout all of this chaos. It's something that I feel confident doing, know I'm able to do well, and consequently, it's been lovely to have it with me on this journey, as well as, just interactions with the OGTeam and all of our guests.
Yeah.
It's a lovely thing, and I want to keep doing it,
in
that way. But, it's just, suddenly it became a thing where I just couldn't catch up, and it was starting to panic me.
Look, that's understandable, and I've got to say, I admire the fact that you have stuck to getting an episode out every week, because on the Quest Fantastic side of things, there's just been a few times where I've been in that situation where I've thought, I can't actually hack the mental effort of doing an episode this week. And I said, well, I'm not going to do one. I'm actually just going to take time off from this unpaid internship that I'm doing for myself.
Because I love the fans, and I absolutely love that people reach out and ask where the episode is, because that means that people, are looking forward to it, they're excited about it, and I really love that, and I really do, and I don't resent that at all. But sometimes you do just have to take a step back and just be like, okay, this isn't going to get done this week.
No,
it needs to be okay that that's the case.
Yeah, and it's worth remembering that even a comedy podcast or a movie podcast, recording it and editing it is a creative. Yeah. It pulls from creative resources in your brain.
Boy, does it. Yeah.
And that they need to be replenished from time to time.
Yeah.
So
it's true,
I think I think that you could cut yourself a bit of slack.
Well, I hope so.
Yeah.
Because the worst thing that could happen with all this is that you just end up doing it arbitrarily, or that your heart's not really in it anymore.
Yeah.
That would ruin things because it would cheapen the memory of the whole thing.
Yeah, for sure.
And you can't have that. So, yeah, I'm back on top of things now. You're hearing this, I'm hoping, when it was supposed to go out, although I must admit I have lost track a little bit of when each episode is meant to go out, but I believe fans should be hearing this the week of the 25th. I don't think there's anything happening on the 25th of December, so that should be fine.
Ah, okay. I thought this was going out in January and we were getting this done. We were sneaking it in.
We are sneaking it in, but I think actually this was the episode we're supposed to be recording this weekend. But again, I might have misjudged that. I think first Christmas episode should have been the 5th, then 12th, then 19th, and then this is the 26th. Although that's Tuesdays. We obviously generally release on Wednesdays.
Well, that'll make sense.
I'll go back and look. I'll go back and have a look.
I've done the thing where sometimes Nell will remember something, and I've gone, really? I remember it as something else. And she then is filled with doubt, and I have to go, no. Just because I don't remember doesn't mean you're wrong. If anything, probably means the exact opposite.
Yeah, it actually helps your case. I think that's what's meant to be happening, because usually the big episode goes out just ahead of New Year's. This is our New Year's episode, you see.
Wow. Happy
Whoa.
2024.
Usually this is recorded in the sort of hazy period between Christmas and New Year's, where we're all very sleepy, and we've all fucked the turkey, and it's all getting a bit hazy.
We're all fat on Christmas pie.
Oh, I love that Christmas pie, full of goose and potatoes.
And Christmas. And what are we fat on right now? Me, nothing. I'm desperately hungry, actually, so I'm really running on fumes, and I'm hoping that's going to benefit us. I'm also
a little hungry, but it is 25 past midnight, so I'm running the 30-year-old man maths through my head of, is it worth the disruption to my sleep this is going to cause?
Yeah, and the reflux and the various... The nightmares about having no pants.
I might just
ones, anyway.
Chew on my shirt and dream of breakfast. That's the best thing you can do in those instances.
Treat yourself, mate.
Nevertheless, we're going to have a little chat about the future of OGT in a little bit, but before then, we have done, once again, our sort of run-through of the bloody Christmas. No, hold on, let me start that again, because I got really worried about the outtakes, which we're going to be doing for Patreon this week, and I just stopped paying attention to myself.
That was awesome, because I'd tuned out to also conserve energy, and it was only when you went...
crashing down. So there was a moment there when neither of us were paying attention to what I was saying.
And we could have just carried on, and you'd have just realised in the edit, which, I think is a level of verity that
fucking hell,
Rossellini could fucking die for.
Guys, you are watching the French champagne years of OGT right now. In terms of, I certainly look like Orson Welles, and this is what's going on in terms of spirit. I'm certainly up there.
Okay.
We have secretly rewatched one of the films from our now lengthy back catalogue.
Yes.
And prepared a couple of hopefully somewhat anonymous, although I once again am doing the thing where I look at every single fact I've written down here and just think, oh, that'll give it away immediately.
Yeah, all of these have the title in.
Yeah, shit, again. I can't believe I did that. So, yeah, we are going to offer each other hints at a cost. Because the more hints you ask for, the more points you accrue. And the idea is to see who can guess the others in the fewest number of points. Last year, I believe I managed to guess Highlander 2 quicker than you were able to guess Surf Ninjas.
Correct.
But we shall see how we do this year. I seem to remember we made a couple of quality of life tweaks, but I don't remember what they were, so we're just not going to do those.
That clearly didn't benefit us in the long term, so we cast those off.
Exactly. I think maybe we have felt that we had undervalued or overvalued one of these things, but I don't remember what it is, so never mind. So, we have an intro idea, a sort of gag for the beginning, which is worth 2 points. You can have the director or writer for 10 points. I think the person saying it gets to decide who you get. And also, I don't think you get the name. You just get a vague description of what sort of thing they've done or other stuff they've done.
Oh, I thought it was the name.
Is it just the name? In which case, I can give you the name. It's 10 points, so it's a lot. A fact about the production for 2 points. A critical review for 5. A public review for 3. I just assumed that would be less helpful.
Yeah.
The Rotten Tomatoes score for 2 points. The plot point for a plot point for 2 points, and we each have 3 of those. A quickfire for 1 point, and we have 3 of those. Again, I might bump that up to 2, just because I feel like my quickfires are as telling as my plot points.
Yeah, at least one of mine. But it's similar to Highlander 2, I thought, the Vic and Bob plot point is going to give it away immediately. And it took time.
Yeah, no, I think that's fair.
I think 2 points is fair.
2 points is fair. Our opinion on the film for 5 points, and the one better thing for 5 points. That might be a little overpriced, but we shall see. Okay, so let us begin. We'll keep track of how many turns we've taken to make sure we've both taken the same number of turns.
Yep, sounds
so
good.
There's no advantage to going first. So with that in mind, why don't you go first, mate?
Oh, thanks, mate. Do you know what? This is big. I am committed, and I don't want to be, but I'm happy to be a cautionary tale for overconfidence here. But I'm hoping this is going to take at least one round longer than the Highlander 2. So first off, I'm going to go for a wee, get myself nice and empty.
Okay.
And I'm going to get some form of pencil device. And while I'm away, did you want to predict what I'm going to
do?
Sure.
Yes, let's
do that. And then I can
do
that with your headphones off when I'm back.
That's fair. Let's do that.
Cool. See you in a mo.
See you in a mo. Okay, folks, it's just you and me. Now, part of me thinks he might have watched Highlander 2 again. Firstly, because he does like Highlander 2 a lot, and also because it would be quite funny to do that. That in mind, but with that, if we rule that out for a moment, he wants to go easy on himself. He'll have picked something short, undoubtedly. But also he'll have picked something he enjoys. Maybe he'd have gone for something that he enjoys that I don't. Maybe a Sandler movie? He's often been a bit softer on those than I have. There's no way he'd go Jack and Jill, though. There's no way he's gone for one of the big ones, or Bucky Larson, or Run for Your Wife, or something truly awful like that. Unless he'd do it to throw me. No, even then he wouldn't. It would cause too much anxiety. For a similar reason, we can rule out all of the horror. Oh god, he pees quickly. He's going to be back any second. Oh god, pick something. Oh god, I think he'll have gone for a history hole. Yep, that's my prediction. I think he'll have gone for a history hole. He doesn't have the same sentimental attachment to some of these 70s and 80s and 60s and 50s genre films as I do. Oh god, I can see Nell nodding at someone. He's probably coming back. Oh no, it's just a mysterious stranger who's broken into their house, thank god. God, the most recent one was Iga. I'm going to go Iga. No, okay, sorry. He lunged into screen there, but he just picked up his water glass and fled. Not Iga, that's too recent. Ugh. I think quite a few of them he just wouldn't remember. We did mention Robot Monster the other day, though. Yeah, we mentioned Robot Monster the other day. I'm going to say that planted the idea back in his head. I'm going to guess Robot Monster. Or, oh god, I can't remember if we ruled out Defense Ofs. If we didn't, Equilibrium. If we did, Robot Monster. That's what I think. You can take that to the bank. The wank bank. Prediction done!
Wow. Well, how about you take off, give your headphones a bit of a cheeky take off, and I'll predict myself.
Do it.
Okay. Here's a prediction. So because Salt is weak and likes people and talks to them and understands them and has time for them and likes spending time with people, I'm gonna say it's gonna be a guest episode, unless he did the opposite of last year to spite me. In which case it could be a recommendation from Jenny Soanes. So I reckon he's gone for an evening with Beverly Loughlin. And that's a prediction.
Okay. How confident are you feeling on that prediction?
Oh, not...
Yeah.
Neither good nor bad. It's logical, mate.
One thing is, I can't remember, but you can't answer that. Never mind. We'll talk about that after. That would be a bit of a giveaway if we answered that. Okay, let's get into it then. Okay. What would you like up first, big boy?
I'm gonna say, give me one of them plot points.
Okay. Oh, these are so obvious. Damn it. Okay.
Should I? Maybe I should ask for something else and like tease
No.
it. Okay.
Let's see. It's my fault. I should have made more generic, but here we go. We then meet. Oh God, burn them all with fire. Oh God, no. Remember, I don't know how we did guesses last year, but I feel like you can spend a turn on a guess at no cost of points, but you just lose a round.
That's your turn. Okay, great.
Okay, cool.
No pressure then. I will say that's like tickling something, but it's so murky and formless. It could be anything. I'm a fucking idiot.
I'm gonna have. In that case, I'm gonna have a quick fire.
So the boy does a good petulant impression of the adult version's expression.
Adult version. Okay. Okay, that's interesting. I should be taking notes.
Salt already knows what it is.
I'm driven insane.
Oh, I do.
Your turn.
I'm just going to write it down. Here comes, oh no, burn everything.
Did Face Off swap faces with a boy?
They wanted to, and that's why they thought this crazy plan would work.
That's why Nicolas Cage signed on.
All right, gimme. Yeah, I'll take a quick fire, please, Bob.
Okay.
Paul, sorry.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I've been meaning to correct you on that.
For years now.
I really like the jarring opening synth. I think it sets you up well for what comes next. Okay. Oh, that was another 2 points for goods. All right, well, since we're doing inverse, I will have from you a plot point.
Cool.
Matching you point for point at the moment.
Oh, it's neck and neck, listeners at home. So, there are some surprising bits of gore and violence. Finger in the nose wound, for example.
Oh, man.
Every other plot point I have is so fucking obvious. And I'm scared now.
Oh, nose wound. Oh, that's horrible. I forgot I hate this game. Your turn. Doesn't have a nose. Did we ever review Chinatown?
Secretly, the subtext of many other episodes are about Chinatown, but at various points, neither of us wanted to talk about it. Okay, give me an intro idea, Paul. I'm trying to keep this low scoring for at least a few rounds, and then you'll guess it, and then I can just burn all the 5 pointers.
How much was an intro worth again?
2 to the point.
2. Intro idea. Mm-hmm. What actor do you think is sorely missing from this world? That nose wound thing is really fucking bothering me. Oh,
as it should.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna try a guess.
Oh, here we go. Okay.
Is it Jonah Hex?
It's not Jonah Hex. I don't think we did that. You must have done that with somebody else.
Oh,
no. I did not.
You were
sorry,
there. Yeah,
I remember
Bex.
what Jonah Hex is now. Yep.
Yeah, I feel like there's a guy with no nose in that. Isn't it Fassbender?
What? Jonah Hex? Josh Brolin?
Josh Brolin, but there's a guy with no nose, and I think it's Fassbender.
Oh, yeah. You're right.
Yeah. Dang. Okay.
What about that?
Should I be... Okay. I think I'll just put an X to indicate.
Yeah.
Maybe a wrong guess should get you some... Oh, no, but I've wasted a turn. I don't get to learn any information here, and you do, so that's penalty enough. Okay.
That's penalty enough. All right.
That's penalty enough. He's suffered enough, lad.
I had a potential idea, but the intro idea has thrown me a spanner.
Thrown me all a wank.
All right, give me a Rotten Tomatoes score.
19%.
Cool, glad I did that. Meaningless.
Tell you what, I'll have the same.
Okay. 24%.
Okay. So slightly better than my film.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Ooh. All right, your turn.
Okay. In a widely discouraged move, mate, I'm going to trust the public on this.
Oh, wow.
Give me one of them pubos.
Okay, Justin Robinson, in his 1-star review on Google, said, imaginative, brilliantly executed, and very sexy.
damn it, Salt, you trickster.
I'm going to have... How much is that worth? Oh, that's a lot. But you know what? I'm going to try it. I'm going to have your opinion.
Okay. So, how does this work? Is it just one line, or...?
Yeah, I've written a single sentence.
Okay. By the numbers, derivative fantasy giving backstory when it wasn't needed.
Oh, that's interesting. Last couple of fantasy films I've covered, I feel like I've done without you, like Blood Rain and Dungeon Siege. We didn't do both. I don't even fucking remember which one we did do. I think it was Blood Rain. Yes, I remember the costume.
The important thing, I was on neither of them. Wouldn't it be fucking wild if I just gave you one that I wasn't on?
That would be amazing. I mean, it's a chance to catch up. You're eventually going to have to watch all of the ones that you didn't do.
True. Eventually.
Be a good chance to break the back of that by doing one. Okay, your turn.
Okay, so that was an opinion that you asked for. Do you know what? I'm going to take an opinion, please.
Okay. A truly fascinating and singular Hollywood misfire that is as compelling to watch today as when it was released.
That was an opinion, so that's 5.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry, I was spoiling my next thing. Can I have a production fact, please?
Oh, yes. Okay. Brett Ratner was in talks to direct this, but it was announced prematurely. It annoyed him, and eventually this transpired to be untrue as talks fell through due to his busy schedule.
Of being a dick. Okay.
They would keep you
Good
busy.
Stuff. It's a very full-on schedule, mate. Okay, your turn. This is tough.
Whoa. Can I take
got
a guess,
either of them at home,
please?
You want to guess?
I'd love to try.
Go for it, mate.
Is it Lawnmower Man?
No. It's not Lawnmower Man. Okay, I would like from you another plot point, please.
The boy then murders several savages.
We didn't do After Earth. Savages is curious.
A loaded word.
It is a very political word.
I'm referring to New Yorkers. What's wrong with them?
Oh, God. Is it Home Alone 2?
Correct. Okay. It's time for another plot point, please.
Okay. The film becomes a crime scene as a very catchy song is murdered. What haven't I got at this stage?
God. Bloody hard.
I've had your... You know what? I shall colour these in red as I take them off you. No, I can't do that because it's bad. Okay, so look, I've had an opinion. I've had one quickfire.
Yes.
2 plot points. I've had the Rotten Tomato score. Did I get either review yet? I don't think I did.
No, you haven't yet.
Okay, let's have the critical review.
Okay. Zan Brooks from The Guardian says...
Oh, yeah.
Here is a tale in which battle sequence spawns battle sequence, and where the dialogue is rendered all but unintelligible under the din of clashing steel and the screams of the mutilated.
Got it. I think I might have it.
Bugger. All right.
Maybe.
Okay. Just maybe. Well,
maybe.
Please give me the critical review, please. Please.
Okay. Peter De Brugge of Variety said, "One of those once-in-a-blue-moon embarrassments that mars the resumes of great actors and trips up the careers of promising newcomers."
All right. I'm well on that whilst you get this right.
Is yours Outcast?
It's not Outcast.
Oh, damn.
Ooh. Jacob's nowhere to be seen.
Jacob!
Okay.
Did we do the Adrian Brody one, or did we just watch that for fun? We just watched it for fun.
That was for fun. I thought for the longest time that was part of the podcast, and that was predating OGT. I think we just fucking wanted to.
What's wrong with us?
What is wrong with us, listeners?
Nobody knows. Nobody's diagnosed it yet.
But we're crossing fingers. We're hopeful. Right. Give me bloody right.
Bloody hell.
I'll take me second quick fire, please, mate.
Okay, let's just put you down for a quick fire. Okay. Because the moonlight dance is slow, you can actually appreciate the performance.
Ooh.
Uh-oh.
No.
I'm gonna have what I think is my final plot point. You've done the other two, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just gonna making my notes.
I had to run out of room on the tally I started.
At least
we've stumped each other.
It's proper stumping. Was that a plot point, mate?
Yes, please. Your last one.
He's gonna fucking do it. This is fucking easy now.
I'm not gonna get it.
C-section on the battlefield.
Okay. Your turn? I think I might have it, so I guess the best thing to do here is have a guess. And see if you can beat me.
That moonlight dance is just so familiar. I honestly don't know where to begin, though, to guess that. Is it... Wait, I will guess. Is it An Evening with Beverly Loughlin?
No.
Ah, damn.
But thank you for reminding me that film exists.
Yeah. I actually purchased The Greasy Strangler the other day. Because it's very fucking good.
Yeah, God, I could do watching Loughlin again. Immediately. Fuck, that was good.
Do you still say that with Nell from time to
time? Is it Conan the Barbarian?
It's Conan the Barbarian.
It's Conan the Mimosan.
Yeah, you got it, you bloody scamp.
I was so far... Nose wound. Oh, fucking hell.
The
Fantasy, Brett Ratner. Yep, all makes sense.
I had another plot point that I originally wrote and then decided I wasn't going to use this going into the recording. Because it was, he chops off Spud Gun's nose, and that would have fucking given it away.
I don't know if I'd... Is it actually Spud Gun?
It's Spud Gun, yeah.
It is, God, yes, I remember that now.
And it happens, and he, reels back, goes, my nose! And
that's right.
I went, that's Spud Gun. And I remember that now.
What else did you have for me? What was the intro idea?
So the intro idea was, what power do you think no British man should possess?
That would not have given it away. Very good. What would you have said for writer or director?
So I wasn't sure, but the director was Marcus Nispel, and I hadn't. And I know
no, that would not have given it away
because he's directed a bunch of the horror remakes that we've seen.
Oh, yes, you're right. But I still wouldn't have put that together.
Cool.
You gave me the production fact, and you gave me the critical review, public review.
Hey, it's blank. If you were looking for the 10 Commandments, look elsewhere, and you get what you pay for here.
Amazing. Your other quickfire, I think you had one or two?
Yeah, two actually. So, some good practical effects, sets and stunts, and Morgan Freeman saying, "For ages."
That's
for
right,
ages,
I remember
mate.
that. For ages. Bloody ages. So that is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, and then 2 5s makes it 10. So that's 22 points in the end.
Okay.
But keep going.
All right. So I've had 2 quick fires.
You've had the
2
intro,
Rotten
the critical
Tomatoes
review,
score,
the
and
public
the public
review. Yep, you've had both
and
reviews.
Your opinion.
So what's left is the writer, the production fact,
intro idea. No,
another plot
you
point.
gave me the intro idea.
Yep, you got another plot point there.
2 quick fires.
One quick fire. Yep.
And the one better.
And the one better thing. Yep.
Give me your one better thing, mate.
My one better thing is 2023's Theatre Camp.
But it's an episode that we've done this year.
Yes. Wait. An episode we've done this year?
The film. Oh, so this wasn't the... Okay, I forgot. I had it in my head that was the one better thing you gave when you recorded that episode. But of course it's not.
No. Sorry, it's just what I think now.
Okay, cool.
I can't remember what the one better thing was. I did...
no, nor can I. And I also used... My one better thing was Dungeons and Dragons. So,
of course.
Or Gladiator. Or the original, but I wasn't going to say that. Or the original, Conan the Barbarian.
Amazing.
Okay. So, I've not seen Theatre Camp.
It's just a really fun kind of musical theatre related world thing.
Okay. I did. Okay, give me the final quickfire, please.
Okay, the final quickfire. There are exactly 2 lines of this song that I actually really like. Let me rephrase just to help out a little. There are exactly 2 lines of the new song that I really like.
Oh, is it Cats?
Though the memories were lost long ago, at least you'll have beautiful ghosts. It was Cats.
Oh.
And what's more, I
God.
watched it with my flatmates on there last night in the flat.
You're welcome. This is what you could be missing.
Bye. I thought they were moving out next week. So, done. The other bits and pieces, what did we have? I gave you the one better thing. Production fact. Pre-production included lengthy movement and behavior classes, not all of which were attended by the cast.
Or I'd like to think that would have helped, but I don't think it would have.
Yeah, it's tricky. Because obviously if I said everyone had to go to cat school, it would have narrowed it down a bit. My writer thing, I wouldn't have given you the name because I don't think it would have meant much, but I would have said screenplay by the director and a playwright best known for musical theatre.
Oh, that could have.
Yeah, could have gotten you in the area.
Tipped me
into
the zone.
My final plot point was, yes, she clearly lives a very desolate and bleak life outside of this society. Anyway, here comes James Corden.
Yeah, okay, that would have helped.
That might have helped.
That might have been the heave-ho I needed. Or because there were a couple of things that here comes, oh no, burn everything. And
yeah, exactly.
But that initially got me thinking, oh, fucking Sound of Thunder, Ben Kingsley, I don't know.
Amazing. I should have done that.
And then the Moonlight Dance. Because I also thought with the burn everything, I don't know why, but it just got me thinking of Bruce Dern and
Bruce Dern.
And that was it Vamp? What was it? Twixt.
Oh, Twixt. Oh,
and then the
God,
Moonlight Dance.
yeah.
I thought, was there some weird, creepy Moonlight Dance in there?
Oh, yeah. That wouldn't have been a bad direction to go, actually. Yeah.
But we got there with Cats.
So I'm very keen to know how Conan the Barbarian. First of all, how was your prediction?
Oh, so I actually predicted Beverly Loughlin. I thought you might have
amazing.
I thought you might have gone for a Jenny Soanes recommendation.
Well, it was a recommendation, Cats. You know, it did come from a guest.
From a guest,
so that's true enough. Yeah, I was way the fuck out. I assumed you would go something short, and I thought you might go History Hole as a result. So I think I was on some fucking robot monster shit because it's quite short, easily found, and also we mentioned it last week, the other week with Igas. So I thought maybe that would be in your head.
And he's like a war hospital soldier who's battling with retrograde amnesia.
Well, I thought I might have Darren Browned it into you.
Oh yeah,
I don't know if you've noticed, but I've been mentioning Robot Monster each week for the past year.
Just teasing out a little bit more of the trivia to see if I buy it. No, I am going once bitten, twice not going to watch Highlander 2 again.
I did also think you might watch Highlander 2 again. Or if we allowed defense-offs, because I couldn't remember if we said yay or nay, I thought you might go Equilibrium.
Yeah. I watched that recently, so I could have tied that in and saved myself some time. But I thought, no, I'm gonna scroll through and I'm gonna see just what the blandest, what like the correlation between blandest, hardest to guess, and ease of a rewatch.
Yeah.
And I thought Conan the Barbarian, Jason Momoa, which, we're all a big fan of. Lovely.
Yeah.
And it's just him hacking people to pieces. And like, I don't even have to engage my brain really because all the plot is told to me by the actors.
Yeah.
And I thought, this might last longer than 4 rounds or whatever Highlander 2 did.
Well, it certainly did. Like, definitely that took a while for me to get.
Yeah.
And I can't believe the nose thing didn't give it to me. But no, that just wasn't in my head at all. How did you find it?
Yeah, look, it was an easy rewatch. And I wasn't annoyed. I was pretty bored come the second half because once it gets into like trying to seriously do all the plot and have the romance and all of those aspects, you do realize just how shallow and forced the whole thing is. But when it's just Jason Momoa running around hitting people and going, it's mostly, you know, it's the most watchable of the trash heap. So it wasn't frustrating and irritating. It was frustratingly paper thin and naff and tedious at times, but but also like there are some cool ideas where choreography was, and the sets do make a difference when they're used and given the space needed. But also, you know, you have all these moments like Stephen Lang, who's the bad guy, like, now I'm gonna kill you with your father's own sword. Yeah, mate, I know. And once again, a little Sumerian boy is caught holding a chain. Yeah, I get it, mate. And then I don't know if you remember that bit when they free the slaves, and some topless woman comes up to him and they're like, "We're slaves. Where do we go now?" And Jason Momoa and his mate share a sort of spring break face, and they're all just partying. The women with their norks out, and all is forgotten, trauma forgotten. Everyone, just dumb.
It is
how dumb that is. And how I didn't appreciate at the time, really, how similar it is in vibe in those respects to the awful remakes that Marcus Nispel made.
Oh God, yeah, Jesus, just absolute teenage boy marketed dross.
Or imagine a sleigh with a knockers out. Ugh.
We're so grateful. It really is the sort of most recent equivalent of like the Beastmaster kind of things, you know, or the other one that we did of just kind of rubbish fantasy, you know, exploitation kind of stuff. But yeah, it's very interesting as such. For my part, like Cats I didn't even look at other episodes. I just knew that I wanted to do Cats. I'm still fascinated by it. I still enjoy a number of the songs and just find the world of I'm still like heavily confused and obsessed with the 1998 stage capture.
Yep.
I still find that very persistent in the old brain. And the Tom Hooper movie is just such a fascinating misfire. It really does feel like something that just isn't going to happen very often at all. It's so singular in its timing and in all the things that are wrong with it. The hideous CGI, the bizarre decisions taken with regards to how to adapt it into a film, like what they thought would make this cinematic. The horrific comedic effect from Rebel Wilson and James Corden is just absolutely unbearable. It's just
spilling over into the Oscars.
Oh God,
really shitty.
Yeah,
approach.
It was just dreadful, and I feel absolutely. And as Jack said as we were watching it, it's not boring. Like it just it flies by and finds new ways to just absolutely bowl you over with how crazy it is. And I've got to say, the highlight of the whole evening, and I remembered it was coming and observed it to the flatmates and described it before it happened, and then it came and it was just wonderful. There is a moment where, after they have chosen Jennifer Hudson to go to the Heaviside Layer, and that's the other thing, once they start saying like Jellicle and Heaviside Layer, it all comes flooding back over you, the nonsense of it. Just, oh God. And also, Jack was absolutely baffled by my ability to name the fact that one of the cats was called Monkastrap, because it doesn't have a song. So, I mean, the real hardcore... Okay. He said, I can't believe you identified that C-tier cat.
That cut cat.
Fucking bargain basement cat. Monkastrap is fucking a main character, damn it. He introduces everybody else's song. He's very important.
That's important, you know.
That is important.
If no one's introducing songs and it's just people singing their songs, and I don't like that. Imagine Eurovision without Graham Norton, effectively.
No, I won't.
Fair. That's fair, actually. I'm sorry, listeners, for making you think that.
Please don't do that. But yeah, no, the highlight was Jennifer Hudson's going to the Heaviside Layer. She's, you know, looking towards the screen, and Judi Dench approaches her. And Judi Dench is sort of done up as this ginger, long hair cat. And as we have an over-the-shoulder shot, the cat, it just looks like an actual real cat has just leant into the frame.
Oh, God.
I might try and find it to show you. It's just...
Jesus.
It's the funniest shit. I've ever seen, and it made me laugh so hard.
Time would fly when you spend 2 hours just going, what? What? What is this?
Well, exactly. It's exactly that feeling. And it's just baffling. But yeah, it had us all laughing a fair amount. And, oh God. Yeah, God. I have no regrets.
That's good. That's the important thing with OGT. I do remember watching it with Nell, and I'm pretty sure, we ordered pizza in, and we thought, we'll make a night of it, and I was baffled, and I found it incredibly piercing.
Yeah.
And my frustration was there on the surface of my skin.
Yeah.
And there was wow, I can't believe I'm watching this. This is very enjoyable, but also I do want everyone to die, and not just people involved in this, but like people I've never met before. If it would make this stop, and I think I wonder if a rewatch would have.
Yeah.
It would strip away that frustration, and I can just relax now in what it is. I don't want to give Andrew Lloyd Webber any money.
No. Well, I mean, that's the thing, is it was a massive failure. So it's not, the arrogance is gone and replaced with this sort of hubris. It still feels like a very cynical enterprise, like every aspect of it. Like every so often Amelia would ask, why have they done this? And or why does this exist? Why is this happening to us? And I would just say entirely earnestly, they thought they would get Oscars.
Yeah.
Like the reason there's an original song in here is because they had it earmarked for Oscar territory. Like, and it's just, it's baffling, the faith they had in this.
Because I can imagine, Jellicle and Heaviside Layer.
That's where they're going. That's the prize they're competing for. Is the chance to go there and die and be reborn.
Okay, great. But I can see in the right moment, in the right zone. It's all whimsical and fun. Yeah, and in the movie, it was just exactly what that sounds like.
Yeah.
People dressed up as cats saying these words, and they kept saying, do they say it as much in the live performance, in the live show?
No, because there's no overall structural thing to it. So
I see.
It's just not there. It's just each cat comes on, sings a song about being a cat, and then goes off. That's the entire thing.
That's fucking mental then.
I know, introducing this whole plot. I mean, I think maybe there is this plot line that old Deuteronomy is going to judge somebody. I think that roughly is there, but there's very little story to the whole thing.
Yeah.
That Deuteronomy is going to judge someone and send them to the Heaviside Layer to be reborn and live a new Jellicle life. It's somewhere in there, but it's just, it's an excuse. It's the shallowest of frameworks to just have songs that are adaptations of the poems. So
it's kind of validating to see something like this not work. And I feel bad for people, people who sunk so much of their lives and livelihoods into it. But I am someone who is frustrated by the mutability, I guess, of properties going back and forth from musical theatre, and it is one of those times when, from the age of 20, I've just been that old cantankerous bastard complaining about, they're doing a musical about X now.
Yeah.
And I guess I just wondered, was the party going to end? And it hasn't ended, but just for one moment, you got the exact opposite of what everybody was expecting, I think.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've loaded up the Sight and Sound review, and it looks like there were two. One by Violet Lucca and one by Mark Cousins. And the Violet Lucca one, the headline is, Cats Review, an unwieldy eyesore.
Yeah. Jarring
adaptation of the Andrew Lloyd Webber musical Fools, not a little flat. And then the Mark Cousins review is, Cats is pure bewildering pleasure. Cats might seem a folly by normal habits of judgment, but its mad musical choreography and even its awkward effects are a pure hit of visual singularity. And I think I might be leaning more Cousins. I don't think the musical choreography is any good at all. It's terribly edited. It's an incompetently made film. It certainly is. But the visual singularity that he identifies here is absolutely pure. The movie gives you no chance to acclimatize to what you're seeing, because it's doing something else that's bizarre and off-putting and weird immediately. It's just compelling. You can't look away.
If it ever comes up, I'm not going to go out of my way, because I do remember how much I truly hated it. But and that really did. I feel like that anger did come through in the episode. But
it was a chaotic episode, to be fair.
That is fair. But I'm on one watch only. I'm definitely leaning towards the former review, and that's how it is, and that's how it occupies a space in my head.
Right.
I expect I enjoy it more in retrospect. Now I've seen it and can appreciate it all. In the moment, I found it inescapable.
Yeah.
It's like hard to be a god.
It certainly is. Well, I think that's going to do it for our secret rewatch. So before we wrap things up and, tell you about the where you can find the other things, for example, outtakes we're going to do in the Patreon this year. So please do check out the Patreon in order to get those
splendid
saucy bits that we just couldn't include in regular episodes. So we're too saucy.
Ooh.
Yeah.
X,
before we do that,
Y-rated, in fact.
X and Y-rated. And also, you're going to get your naughty Christmas treat on Christmas Day. In fact, I think you might have already had it, so I hope you enjoyed that.
Oh, yeah, scampos.
Oh, you little scamps. Therefore, what we're going to end with is a little discussion about OGT. One Good Thing, which we have now been doing for... what is that now? This is 7 years? 2016
Pretty
December.
Much. Yeah. Wow, yeah.
7 years of OGT, 350 episodes, and is still something that we really enjoy doing. We really enjoy covering these movies, but we were wondering how you, the audience, would feel about a slight change of pace. Now, I have got to do my dissertation next year, so I'm not really looking for a massive change of pace in terms of how things are going. So I think we're at least for another year just going to run things completely as normal. And that will give us a good chance to sort of catch up on some things and to do some films that we've always been meaning to do but never got round to, like Entourage, for example. But also, I'm really enjoying this new approach that we have of trying to tie the movie we cover in with something that's come out in cinemas. It makes it feel quite contemporary, and it's nice to have that sort of guidance and to feel like we're really playing into some kind of conversation. That's quite fun.
And hitting on that after only 6 years is pretty impressive.
And I really love that the listener numbers were certainly going up before the 3-week break that we didn't plan on taking. So I'm curious to see where that goes. And, if you're a new listener, then welcome. And thank you very much.
Yeah,
hello there. So, but 2025 feels ridiculous, but it's out there and it's coming.
Blink and it'll be here.
How would the OGTeam feel, I wonder, if we tried a year of watching good movies? We'll talk. Let's say 50. Don't hang up. Hear us out. Let's say 50, because we will keep the quick things, because we've got to work through that Sweating Bullets box set. So
got to
50 movies. And what we were wondering is if we could have a go at doing a sort of Paul's history of cinema. Go vaguely chronologically throughout the time of cinema, the last 130 years or so, and just hit upon the key movements. Watch one film from, Soviet montage cinema. Watch one film from, eventually sort of wartime British cinema. One film from the Italian neorealism. One film from the French New Wave. One film from all of this. Just do one film for each of these, maybe a couple. If we have some slots, maybe do 2 new Hollywood films.
If we can only think of like 47 movements or so.
Well, exactly, yes. I have had a look. But I have been doing a list, and there have been some pretty mad ones. Pretty interested in Guyana and fucking new wave stuff. That kind of thing.
That sounds fun.
We're going to try and break out of Europe and do some unusual little things. The most recent of which I think I can find, because obviously it's hard to identify a movement whilst you're in it, but there is the Greek weird wave that we're in.
Okay.
The most prominent member of which is obviously Yorgos Lanthimos.
Yeah.
But there's a couple of movements like that. Obviously, Dogme 95 wasn't that long ago, and you had the Mumblecore movement. So there are a couple from this this kind of century. But that would be the idea: 50 good movies in order to sort of improve our general knowledge. And I think we'd keep lives, and we would keep the format vaguely the same. We would do sort of quick, a plot rundown in a vaguely humorous way, and a sort of quick-fire list of things that we liked about it.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. So the question is, what would you think if we did that, OG team? Let us know. Tell us on social media. Tell us on Twitter. Reply to however you saw this episode. Tell us in the Patreon if you're in there. We really would like to hear what you think about the future of this podcast, because ultimately, we're not shy to the fact that we're not ignorant to the fact that you are the people who got us where we are at the moment. We're very grateful for you to listening, and we want to make sure that we're doing something that you're interested in. But if we did this, it might be an interesting way of expanding all of our horizons and maybe getting a few new people in.
Yeah. And I think, it came from a conversation where, we acknowledged the sort of cumulative wear of watching bad movies with all like pretty much our only spare time every week, and rather than, because there's only there may be 1,000 different ways in which a bad movie can be bad, or every movie has its own infinitesimally small like literally inconsiderably different way that it's bad.
Yeah.
But, you feel when you're taking your notes, sometimes you're retreading old ground. You think, well, this is committing the same sins as these 6 or 7 movies. And it's less shocking now, I would say.
Potentially. I'm trying to figure the last time I watched a movie that really made me angry, and I don't have to because it was the Nan movie.
Oh, great, yeah. And they're still there, and they're still, they're still finding ways to be. I guess as cultural taboo moves on, and society changes, then movies can, have a new thing to attack, and that's fun. But yeah, because we've been doing this sort of end of decade thing where we'll show each other a modern classic.
Yeah,
how nourishing that's been.
Yes,
and I remarked every single episode just how bloody lovely it's been to watch a good movie.
Yeah,
and it's kind of gotten me and Nell onto frequenting our local excellent DVD shop, and buying up the Fellinis and the Rossellinis, and finally getting around to watching Hard to Be a God and things like that, and it's satisfying, sometimes gross, but very satisfying, and it's been reminding me of what I love about cinema, and sometimes watching Gods of Egypt doesn't do that.
Just doesn't do it, I'm afraid. And
we'll find
also
something to get angry about.
Absolutely.
We'll get angry about something.
We get angry about all sorts of stuff. I'll tell you about my traveling to work each morning. That'll get me angry.
Like Adam Buxton.
Just as a primer, a little saucy primer. But also, I hope it will break some of the sort of cultural taboo around some of these things, in the sense that sometimes movies like, the neorealist films or the French New Wave, or less so the French New Wave, but certain movements, they'll get locked away as being, we'll use the word pretentious. People will put them away and sort of say, well, this is for a certain kind of person, and that person is not me. And hopefully we can engage with these films in such a way that remind you these films came out, were released, and were often popular and commercial successes because they resonated with audiences. It's that great novel thing that people remember great novels, but forget that great novels are also often good as well.
Yeah.
If you get my meaning.
You feel like a Philistine sometimes. I remember specifically the moment of reading David Copperfield or Crime and Punishment and going, oh, this is great, and I relate to it, or like its themes resonate. Oh, okay, like I get it now. I understand the words.
Yeah.
Describing this book.
And if I have a little side quest in all this, is that I'd absolutely love to challenge our notions of British cinema. I think that's one of the big things that's come out of my degree, is realizing that Britain has visual poets. Britain has fantasists and wonder and all this gorgeous stuff. So there's a couple of British movements I'd like to cover. The British New Wave of the 1960s.
Cool.
maybe wartime Britain, cover an Ealing comedy or a Humphrey Jennings or something like that. Maybe
which we touched upon
documentary.
when I shared a list of World War II movies that Nell and I are committed to watching now. And you
yes,
begged me. There's a
Britain.
couple. Yeah, listen to Britain. And is there a double? Anyway, there's a couple in there, I think, that were exciting you, and that was fun. Because it was exciting me as well. And usually we only get excited at each other's expense. So
there'll be some of that too, I hope.
Hopefully.
I think, there's a couple of great things in there. There's a Greg Araki thing in there. I've already made a sort of provisional list, which we'll have a look at together. But all of this, it's the far future, we should say again. It's 2025, after my degree. And I just hope it's something that interests you. OGTeam, please get in touch, let us know, and we shall, take it all into account. But hopefully this will excite you as much as it excites us, the Pauls.
The Paul boys.
Oh, and of course we'll still invite some guests along. I think it'd be fun to get Ellen to come along and have a watch of some of the Italian films, because I think roughly 2 years ago she got in touch to say, I'm trying to practice my Italian. Can you recommend some Italian movies? And I think I sent a list of like 50 films
that you just had lying around.
It's on my most recent list. So, after our Halloween episode, it might be good to get into that a little bit. It's something I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, me too. Me absolutely too.
But until then, you can absolutely count on us to watch one more year of absolute dreck for your amusement. At least one more year. We'll do it for as long as you want.
Flipping dross.
Absolute dross. I think the Entourage movie has gone untouched for long enough now.
Yeah. Look, if you're happy with us to do to move on to good movies for a bit, we'll watch The Room.
Go on then. There's your treat.
Just our way of saying thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll finally do The Room. Oh god, that would actually be interesting. And another Breen. We'll make this a year of hits, basically, because if we know there's good movies in sight, we will plumb the depths.
I will strip naked, stark bollock naked, I swear to God, and dive head first, literally, into the cinema.
We will both appear naked on this podcast if you will let us do this.
That's a promise.
That is a promise. So get in touch.
Yeah.
But you know what? Until then, how can people find out about the podcast as it exists right now?
Well, if everything was going swimmingly until the promise of nudity on our parts started to push you back in the other direction, go on Twitter and Facebook, where updates about the show and calls for the OGTeam are there to remind you of what it is we do best, and get in touch, because we bloody love hearing from everybody, and the fact that, as you said earlier, people get in touch to say, hey, where's the episode? Hey, fuckface, where's the episode, you little bitch? We love that.
I love that. I genuinely do.
Oh, so nice. Genuinely, the fact that people inquire, like people we met or like got to know through this podcast, people who weren't friends originally and had no obligation to listen to our thing and go, oh, very nice. I like how you talk about films, is amazing. It's so it beggars my own belief sometimes, but it's wonderful. So you can get in touch there, and if you want to check us out on Patreon, you can, because we have one of those. For as little as £1 a month, you get access to hundreds and hundreds and trillions of hours at this stage. If
it's easily
Liz Truss is to be believed, of exclusive content.
She has grown the size of the pie, and now it's just immeasurable.
Really,
she's got all sorts of pork, loads of pork markets available.
Oh God, cheese! Forget about it. There's none of that, because Liz Truss has it all in her shed. But
shit,
I know, bollocks. But we're going to do some outtakes for the Patreon this week, as mentioned, and there is an awful lot in there. And if you like what we do and want to give us £1, you just got that £1 sitting in your pocket. It's been getting warm and then cold based on when you're wearing your trousers and when you're not. Ooh, I know. Throw it our way. Literally, we don't care.
Find us on the street and throw a £1 at us. I'm Paul Pand.
I'll swallow any £1.
And remember, the one good thing continues to be you, the listener.
Yeah.
And the way in which you carry us around and make us a part of your life is the best. See you soon.
Bye.
Bye.